Hello YouTube. Today I want to do a video on medical billing and hopefully help you save some money on this. And I wanted to start off with saying, first of all, in the United States medical billing, the whole system is pretty much broken. It doesn't really work anymore. So when you're dealing with medical bill issues, just go into it knowing that it's not your fault. And it's very confusing if you don't understand it. Again, it's not your fault. The system is basically broke down between too many smoke and mirrors between the insurance companies, the government intervention, and then the hospital overbilling, and then outsourcing of the billing department stuff. Pretty much a lot of times what happens now is you'll go into a hospital and they'll have a subcontractor there that's from a different hospital working that day. They'll perform a service for you, and then you'll get a bill from some place you've never heard of, from a doctor that you never saw, and you're like, well, what's this for? And you call them up and it sounds like a scam or something, especially with all the fake phone calls you get and stuff these days, saying you owe thousands of dollars in medical bills from someplace you've never been in a different state that you've never even been to. And it turns out that what happens is, again, it's a visiting doctor or an outsourced specialist or something that happened to be taking care of you that day that you didn't even know, like analyzed a report or something, and it's not billed from the hospital that you're actually at. And then on top of that, once you finally figure out what happened, like you'll try to make a payment and they'll spell your name wrong or something which you didn't know. They'll throw it to insurance and they'll kick back because your middle initial was spelled wrong or something, and then you'll get a bill for the full amount, and you're like, well, why didn't insurance kick in? So a couple of points. When you're calling with your insurance bill, just call the 800 number. First thing and the most important thing is be polite. Realize that the people answering the phone are just as clueless as you are, and they're just paid minimum wage to answer the phone, and they've got a sheet in front of them and they just read off it. They're just regular folks like you and me. They're nothing special. And you get different levels. I mean, they could just, that could be their first day on the job, or if you're lucky you get somebody who's been there for a while and might know kind of the system a little bit. But the most important thing is stay positive and don't get frustrated or upset, because you're probably the only person that day is not upset and mad. You got medical and then a bill. Those are two formulas for getting people angry right there. And so just stay positive and that'll get you a long way. So when you call the phone number, the first thing you want to ask them is, ask them, after you go through all this stuff, it's kind of weird, you got to prove to them that you're the person calling in to ask about the amount on the account. And once you finally get past all that, then ask them what the amount, you probably ended up giving your account number, it's on your bill. Ask them what the amount of the bill is, because it oftentimes is different than what they sent you to, and usually sometimes it's on a benefit to your side. So don't say my bill is this. Ask them what they show the bill is, the amount is. And then after they give you that, like I said, if you're lucky, sometimes the bill will be a little bit less. Another thing you want to do is ask them if they billed insurance, because a lot of times they just won't. They've billed insurance and it'll kick back for some silly reason. Like, I'll have a kickback because the insurance company wanted to know if you had a second insurance company. I mean, people barely have one insurance company. Who's got two? Some people do. And that kicked back the bill because they wanted them to ask me if I had a second insurance company that would pay out before that insurance company paid out, which is like, no. Anyways, so silly things like that. Ask them if they billed insurance, and then they'll check and they'll say, oh, insurance kicked it back, and then you can ask them why. And sometimes it's a silly question, like they wanted us to verify your birthday, or they wanted to see if you had another insurance policy or something like that. So you want to make sure they actually bill your insurance company first, because they'll bring down the rate right there. Let's assume that everything went smooth and they did bill insurance, and now you're looking at a final total. And you can ask them right there and say, is there any way I could get a discount on this? And right off the bat, I've had them almost cut the bill in half just because the hospitals are way over billing these things. And sometimes they'll turn them, the hospital try to bill, and if there's any little problem, like the insurance kicked it back because they wanted to ask if you had another insurance, sometimes immediately they'll just turn you over to a collection agency that has nothing to do with the hospital, and they're negotiating because they probably bought the bill. even though you're not delinquent or anything. They bought the bill on probably less than what it was owed because the hospital just wanted their money quickly. Anyhow, so ask if there's a discount. Like I said, sometimes they'll give you half up front right there. Then ask if they don't give you even if they give you a discount, ask if there's a discount if I pay in full today. And usually if they're going to offer you a discount, they'll give you a discount, and then they'll say, but if you pay in full today, we'll give you this discount. Which again, I've had them discount it over half price if I'm willing to pay today. So that always helps out. And if they say there's no discount and they won't budge on it, just turn around and say, okay, I don't have that kind of money. What's the smallest amount I can pay you interest free? And you know, they'll usually take $50 a month interest free, and as long as it's interest free, it's free money. So just pay those minimum payments. Say, okay, I'll just pay the minimum payment of this, and also write on your bill everything you talked about. Get a confirmation number and try to get an employee identification number, and I'll talk about that why in a minute here. So then, at where we are in the scenarios, if they would not give you a pay in full discount right there, do a minimum, maybe $50 a month, interest free, and what will happen about 3 months into it, you're going to take a long time, a couple of years, to pay off a $3,000 medical bill if you're only paying $50 a month. At that time, they'll and every time you call them to pay your bill, ask them these questions. Can I get a discount, and is there a discount if I paid off full today? And most of the time, when you start doing it that way, they'll oftentimes offer you, hey, if you pay it off full today, we'll cut it in half right now. And you went from $3,000 down to $1,500 if you pay in full. So it pays to do that. And plus, if you get an interest-free payment thing, it's like getting a $3,000 interest-free loan. So you want to also try to pay with a credit card, especially if you have a credit card that does cash back, because you might as well earn money on debt that you owe. And I use an American Express. It's kind of frustrating a little bit because not everybody takes American Express. Most debt collectors will take every credit card because they just want to get their money back. So it does work good in that situation. And let's see. Oh, and another reason why you want to pay with your credit card is you want to have a dispute route. Like I just talked to them. I did the whole thing. You know, I said, hey, is there a discount? They offered me a discount. I said, is there a discount if I pay the whole thing in full? And they almost lowered it less than half. And so then I made the payment over the phone, and I wrote down in my notes, okay, here's a confirmation number. That time I did not get the person's ID that I was talking to. I should have, but I didn't. But I had the confirmation number and also wrote down the date that I made the payment. A month later, 30 days later, I get another bill for the full amount, like I didn't do anything. So I called them up, asked them if, you know, I thought maybe it was just a mistake. They couldn't show any signs that I ever made payment. I gave them the confirmation number. They're like, we don't show any confirmation number. So luckily, because I paid with a credit card, I pulled up my credit card statement, and there it was. Sure enough, I had it, and it matched my notes to the T, the amount that I paid and everything, and I negotiated for. And I said, hey, I'm looking at my credit card statement. It says your company got paid a month ago. And so they said, well, put that information in an email and send it to their, I don't know, accounts dispute department or something. Probably one department didn't talk to another department or something. Who knows? It's their company, their problem. But so I sent off the email, so it'll probably be 30 more days before they get back to me, and they'll probably try to bill me the full amount again. And if they do that, I'll just renegotiate a new rate, tell them, hey, this is what you offered me before. And then also, because I paid with a credit card, I called the credit card company and I said, hey, if 3 months pass and this company, which took the money out of the credit card and I paid my credit card bill, says that they never got paid, can I ask for that money back? And they said, yeah, you just file a dispute and you can do it anytime you want. So if 3 months is running around for 3 months and they don't acknowledge that they received payment, I'm going to call the credit card company and just say, well, send me my money back. And I bet you that they'll probably ruffle some feathers on their end because they don't like to pay out money. And plus, it's hard to make another company prove to themselves that they did get the money, and I have proof that they did get it. Anyway, so that's why you want to use a credit card, because you have a dispute avenue. If you just paid with a check or a debit card, it'd be harder to dispute that, but you got the power of one of the major credit card companies behind you backing you if you use a credit card. Anyways, I hope this made sense. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave them below. And I'll answer them to the best of my ability. And again, the main thing to get out of this is don't get frustrated. Realize it's not your fault. The credit card system, not credit card system, the medical billing system is basically broken at this point. They can't even collect the money even though you walk up and give it to them. Keep a positive attitude, and the people on the end will keep a positive attitude, and that'll just help it be civil as you're discussing these things with them. Anyways, I hope this video helps you out, and it can definitely save you a lot of money. If you have a $3,000 bill and you drop it down to $1,000, this video will be a save you right there. So anyways, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, and if this helped you out, give me a thumbs up. If you subscribe, you'll see more videos as I release them. And I just want to thank you for watching.